Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're so glad you're here. We hope you have a meaningful experience and will join us again. Whether you are new to our community or have been attending for some time, if you're looking for ways to get involved, please be in touch with me. Even though we are currently not in our building, there are still many ways to connect with others, participate in small group activities, and even volunteer. My name is tlewis. I serve as the Director of Membership and Engagement and may be reached at tlewis@unitytemple.org. I look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy the service and have a good day.
Good morning. My name is Willa Schultz, and I am a member of your Board of Trustees here at Unity Temple. It is my privilege to welcome you all here today. It's so good to be with you. One of the things that the trustees do each week when we greet you is we lift up our values and our mission. I thought it would be great to do a little bit of a background for you. It was several years ago, doesn't really seem like that long ago, that we gathered together in small groups for deep conversations about who we are, where we've been, where we want to go. And out of these conversations, we came up with 4 core values that guide who we are. These core values are transformation, connection, justice, and acceptance. Now, we took these core values, and from there, we built the mission that we feel should guide us in our ministry. The mission is in 4 parts, but each part is interwoven with the other. You can't really think of one alone. Still, I will lift these up for you to consider. They are welcoming all, inspiring compassion, nurturing wonder, and serving community. We try to hold these values and our mission in our hearts and our minds as we go about our daily lives. This week, we are happy to let you know that the board is holding pre-annual meeting workshops. What is that, you say? Well, every year our congregation holds an annual meeting. It's to conduct business, and it's also to honor our commitment to one another. The annual meeting this year will be held on Sunday, December 13th at noon. And for the first time ever, our annual meeting will be electronic. We will be holding it on Zoom. Because of that, it's imperative that everybody pre-register for the meeting. So the link to register for our annual meeting was sent out to you on Thursday of this week. You can register right now. Please do it. Go to the link and sign up. In the meantime, the board will be conducting workshops that will give you an idea of what to expect during our annual meeting. It will be a time for us to talk with you about questions that you have, gather some more input from you, maybe hear some of your concerns. We will also have members of the finance and investment team at these meetings so that you can ask questions about our proposed 2021 budget. The first of these pre-annual meeting workshops will be held today at 1 o'clock, and the second will be tomorrow evening at 7, if that suits your calendar better. Next week, there will be 2 more. We hope that you will be able to attend one of these workshops. The link for the workshops was also in that e-blast on Thursday. It's a Zoom link. If you're having trouble finding it, just reach out to us at bot@unitytemple.org. Now just sit back, relax, engage with our service today. We hope it brings you much joy and spiritual enrichment, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week. Thanks, everybody.
Good morning. We're the Galato family. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Kyle.
This is Peter. And this is Lila. Peter's 2.5, and he likes trains and playing outside. And Lila is 3 months, and she likes eating and smiling. We invite you to light your chalice with us.
Hi. It's coming out.
We are Unitarian Universalists. This is the church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. We take care of the planet Earth and each other.
Hi.
Our call to worship is in part from the Reverend Kathleen McTeague. Into this time and space, we bring our hunger for awakening. We bring compassionate hearts and a will towards justice. Into this time and space, we bring the courage to walk on after hard losses. Into this time and space, we bring our joy and gratitude for ordinary blessings. By our gathering, we bless this time and space. In its care, we know we are blessed. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your life journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome here. Come, let us worship together.
Love is the doctrine of this congregation,
The quest for truth is its sacrament,
and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace,
to seek knowledge and freedom,
to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
Please join me in singing hymn number 1010, We Give Thanks. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this food we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Hi, friends. I've been invited to share a message with you about gratitude and healing. When we are sad or have been hurt, it can feel as though life is out to get us. It can seem as though life is small and scary. Our faith tells us that gratitude, or being grateful, can help guide us back to believing that life is good and on our side. By shifting our attention from the sad and scary parts of life to the gifts of life, gratitude can heal us. One of the ways that our faith guides us through healing is to let gratitude heal us. Sometimes when people pray, they ask God or the Spirit of life for things. It's an important way to pray, but did you know that we Unitarian Universalists often encourage people to think about praying in a different way? Not only do we encourage people to pray to get things or have wishes, we invite people to pray by saying thank you for the things we already have. In fact, one of the favorite quotes of Unitarian Universalists is by a German minister named Meister Eckhart. He said, "If the only prayer you ever say in life is thank you, it will be enough." So simply saying thank you can be a prayer. Saying thank you is an expression of gratitude. It is saying you are grateful for something. And when we take time to say thank you for the good in our lives, it can help us feel better about the sad or the bad things in our life. Has saying thank you and noticing the good in life ever helped you feel better? It certainly helps me. Praying is just one of the many ways that we can use gratitude to help heal us.
Good morning. My name is Diana Coates, and I'm one of your pastoral associates. Each week, we hold a space for holding each other in our hearts, also prayers of the people. If you have some great news or are celebrating something special, something significant, our community would love to share with you in your joy. If you are suffering a loss or going through a major transition or challenge and would like the congregation to be aware, please let one of the ministers or one of us pastoral associates know, and it will be shared. Who are you holding in your heart? What prayers do you have? You may share them in the live chat. Please send loving and healing energy to the family of Amal Matari Reno. She worked at Meadville Lombard Theological School as the registrar from 2007 to 2009. Recently, COVID took the life of her beloved aunt, Falak Elamarte. We mourn the passing of James Harrelson, a dear friend of our congregation. He was an uplifting, kind, generous man who touched so many lives through his volunteering with NAMI and playing in the nomination band. Last July, he needed heart surgery, but contracted COVID and couldn't go through with the needed operation. He passed 2 weeks ago at age 37. He was surrounded by his family, including his 2 young children. Please hold in your heart all who knew him and all who loved him, and we will all miss James. Locally, the following people were reported killed during the days between November 13th and November 19th. Ricardo Barron, February Barrage, 28. Victor Garcia Diabla, 37. Justin Joseph Gonzalez, 20. Tristan Gordon, 36. Daniel Johnson, 28. Malcolm Mullins, 29. Timothy Partham, 32. Hostin Porter, 57. Basto Rodriguez, 34. And Catrice Ware, 21. And finally, Teresa Height's cousin. He was Chris Height, and he was only 57. He was a retired dancer, choreographer, and a character from Disney in Florida. He was always so accepting of all of his life challenges that came his way, and he made millions of children smile. May we keep their families and others touched by violence in our prayers. May we also pray for the perpetrators and the impact the violence will have on their lives as well. Again, know that we would love to hear from you. Just contact one of our ministers or one of the pastoral associates if need be. We are always available to you and each other. So if you are thinking of another member and you haven't seen them or talked to them and you'd like to say hello, that's what I love about this congregation. Reach out, give them a call, send them a text. Have a great day. Thank you. Namaste.
Let us unite our hearts and minds in the spirit of prayer and meditation. I offer us this healing meditation today as we explore the theme of healing. I invite you to focus on yourself as I say these words. May you be safe. May you be healthy and strong. May you be happy. May you be peaceful and at ease. I invite you to focus your attention on someone that you feel thankful for or who has helped you. May they be safe. May they be healthy and strong. May they be happy. May they be peaceful and at ease. I invite you to focus your attention and thoughts on someone whom you don't like or with whom you are having a difficult time. May they be safe. May they be healthy and strong. May they be happy. May they be peaceful and at ease. Finally, I invite you to hold in your heart and mind everyone in the whole world, or as many as you can hold. May we be safe. May we be healthy and strong. May we be happy. May we be peaceful and at ease. Amen. Blessed be.
Our responsive reading this morning is from our gray hymnal, reading 5:12. We give thanks this day. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
We give thanks this day.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
We give thanks this day.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
We give thanks this day.
For our human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
We give thanks this day.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding our views not shared.
We give thanks this day.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
We give thanks this day.
For human liberty and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
We give thanks this day.
We pray that we might not live by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds.
We resist, we refuse to let hatred in. We rise up, we won't back down. We're in this till the end. We resist, we refuse to let hatred in. We rise up, we won't back down. We're in this till the end. We resist, we refuse to let hatred in. We rise up, we won't back down.
I've been watching the trees around me. This is the time of the year when the leaves are almost all gone. Not entirely, but almost. I don't think that I have seen one single tree that is missing all of its leaves. It seems like whatever tree you look at, there's a small cluster of leaves still hanging on, or sometimes even a single leaf, all by itself, still holding on to its branch as if its life depended on it. Considering all the wind we've had, it's a little bit miraculous that there are any leaves at all left on the trees. I know this sounds a little ridiculous, but I am inspired by those leaves this season. There they are, still surviving against all odds. You know, kind of like us. Here we are over 8 months into our pandemic existence, and we are still persisting and resisting, despite all the challenges that have been given to us. Our new Unity Temple Community Connections team, which is hard at work finding different ways to keep our Unity Temple community connected during this staying apart time, launched a gratitude project this November. If you are a member, you received an envelope with some paper and some string and some plastic in which you were invited to write down some things that you are grateful for. A number of people have come to the porch of Gale House to tie their papers on the garland as a way to connect and offer thanks. On my way to Gale House this week, I wondered if our gratitude papers would still be there after the winds of this week. I need not have worried. As I got closer, I could see them waving merrily in the breeze. Yes, I thought to myself, that seems right. Despite all that we are going through right now, there is still so much to be grateful for. We can still choose gratitude. If you have not yet had the chance to hang up your gratitudes or see the ones hanging, there is still time. It will make you happy, I promise. Or you can choose gratitude in some other way. This Sunday marks the beginning of our National Thanksgiving holiday week, which in regular circumstances is the busiest travel time of the year. It's often a time in which many go elsewhere to spend time with family and friends, or open their homes to family and friends from elsewhere. This custom, which is often an opportunity to connect with those we don't regularly get to see, this custom, which often involves hugs and physical contact and sharing food, this custom this year is simply not safe. It is particularly unfortunate that COVID cases are on the rise precisely at the time that we have a tradition of gathering with loved ones near and far. I happened to watch the press briefing this week when Illinois Governor Pritzker and Illinois Department of Public Health Director Dr. Ezike implored all of us not to travel, to avoid gathering with people outside of our household, to stay home as much as possible, to wear masks. They are busy trying to keep us safe, and we have a role in that. And you could feel the emotion as they talked about some very hard facts. I don't remember all that they said, whatever day that was, but I do remember this. On a big screen, next to the podium, there were 3 sentences. We will get through this. A vaccine is coming. We have to just keep going a little longer. We will get through this. A vaccine is coming. We just have to keep going a little longer. I felt very grateful for that encouragement, that perspective, that hope that it will not always be like this. I had some choices when I listened to that press conference. I resolved to be even more vigilant in making safe choices, and I chose to be grateful for our leaders and this message. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit sad about this coming Thanksgiving. In a different time, we might be going to Florida to visit my dad and stepmom, but we're not. We'll be at home by ourselves. I got to thinking about last year's Thanksgiving, which was not one of our best either. My wife had just had surgery and was recovering with a great deal of pain and ice. I don't remember much, but I do remember how kind it was that someone had picked up and brought us our vegetarian Thanksgiving dinners from the Chicago diner. That week blends into the week after when I had an emergency appendectomy. It was a hard time, but little things stand out in my memory for that too. The surgeon saying, "We know what's wrong and we know how to fix it." Mr. Rogers on TV. And when I was laying awake in the middle of the night in the hospital, my sister, who lives in Italy, messaging back and forth with me to keep me company. So much for which to be grateful. This year on Thanksgiving, I'm looking forward to those same Chicago diner veggie meals, for time away from my email, for a safe and cozy home with my healthy family. I choose to choose gratitude. I've been thinking a lot about my grandmother these days, in part because she lived through World War II. When she had 2 very small kids, her husband, my grandfather, enlisted in the army and went to Germany. We never really talked about this when she was alive, but I often contemplate how incredibly hard it must have been to be at home, parenting, trying to live her life and take care of my dad and aunt, not knowing really where her husband was or what he was doing. I can't imagine. I'm sure that someday, depending on how old we are, our kids or grandkids or great-grandkids will wonder what it was like for us living through this pandemic time, not knowing how or when it would end. I did ask my dad what he remembered of this time when his dad was away in the war. He said his dad had left my dad, at age 4, in charge, and my dad had duties like making sure the window blinds were pulled down at dusk for curfew and mixing margarine. My grandpa had some friends in Dutch intelligence who wrote letters and sent gifts to my dad and aunt about life in Holland. I was struck by this. These were not stories of the worry and the unknown. They were stories of daily joys, of gratitude. I bet my grandma would have told it that way too, in part living every day as best she could, finding joy, being present with her 2 small kids, giving thanks for family and friends and good food and thick books, kind of like us, now, each day, until all those days have added up to more than 8 months. St. Francis de Sales once said, "Every one of us needs half an hour of prayer each day, except when we are busy, and then we need an hour." Perhaps a corollary of this for pandemic times is, it's good to spend time choosing gratitude every day, but when times are hard, we should spend even more time choosing gratitude. I don't know about you, but the election has taken up quite a bit of my energy and focus these past weeks even since it happened. There are lots of big issues and big worries about this time as we look towards a presidential transition. And there is a very long list of the diversification in elected offices, only a few of which I can mention. The United States Congress will have not 1, but 2 openly gay black men, Richie Torres and Mondaire Jones, serving for the first time, both representing districts in New York. Jones said, "Growing up, I never imagined someone like me could run for Congress, let alone get elected. To grow up poor, black, and gay is to not see yourself anywhere. Now I am honored to have the opportunity of a lifetime." Sarah McBride became the first openly trans senator in U.S. history after she won in Delaware. In her acceptance speech, she said, "Our LGBTQ kids are able to go to sleep tonight with a powerful but simple message that our democracy is big enough for them too, that their voices matter, and that change is always possible." And that message has been sent by the voters of this district, who have shown throughout this campaign what I've always known throughout my life. There are fair-minded people who look at candidates based on their ideas and their experiences, not on their identities. And our first woman Black South Asian Vice President-elect Kamala Harris said in her acceptance speech. To the little girls watching, dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourself in a way that others may not, simply because they have never seen it before. Know we will applaud you every step of the way. In my book, the world never moves fast enough towards my vision based on Unitarian Universalist principles, but I am glimpsing pieces of that vision made reality everywhere, and I am so very grateful. I have a group of beloved colleagues and friends with whom I meet once a month on Zoom. We met this week. Lots of hard things are going on in our lives. We cried together. We laughed together. We even laughed at the absurdity and the necessity of giving thanks amidst it all. At the end of our time together, nothing material had changed, but it was transformative nonetheless. It makes a difference to share your story, and that sharing and that gratitude sometimes feels like resistance in the best way possible. Meister Eckhart once wrote, "If the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough." Right now, I can see our congregational gratitude prayers, papers flapping merrily in the breeze, bits of resilience, evidence of hope, shards of joy, still prevailing despite all the elements and all the happenings around us. I keep checking the trees around me for leaves still clinging to the branches despite all odds. And I think of each of us holding firm and steady the best we can, rooted in love, connection, and finding ways to choose gratitude day after day, week after week, month after month. May we know that we are loved and valued. May we sense our inner strength. May we choose gratitude over and over again. And so may it always be.
I wish you a meaningful Thanksgiving weekend, which may include sharing of your bounty. This week, we give away our Sunday collection to Beyond Hunger, formerly known as the Oak Park River Forest Food Pantry. Serving people from 13 zip codes, Beyond Hunger provides hunger relief to our community. If you're among the growing population that is struggling with maintaining nutritious meals, Beyond Hunger has programs of support in addition to their food pantry. If you're able to give, you can do so at their website, gobeyondhunger.org, or send a check to Unity Temple with Beyond Hunger in the memo line, or with your camera, scan the QR code and follow the directions. May what you give bring you joy.
There is more peace somewhere, more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. More peace, more peace. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more love somewhere.
Our benediction is in part from the Reverend Gary Kowalski. With faith to face our challenges, with love that casts out fear, with hope to trust tomorrow, we accept this day as the gift that it is, a reason for rejoicing. Go in peace and love.